people. It's a Friday, and I'm just excited. It's Friday. We'll let a few people come in before we really dive into the Bigfoot. But our guest today is, I want to make sure I'm saying this right, Mannimal Research. You guys say Mannimal? I want to make sure I say that right. Mannimal Research. Cool. They're going to be joining us for the first hour. And actually in the second hour, we actually have another person called Backroad Hauntings coming on for the second hour. I know you guys got to leave in an hour, but if you guys want to stay with that group, that's up to you. If you're having a good time, you're welcome to stay. So we got a full pack house. We got Bigfoots. We got paranormal. Dude, yeah. Just like what the title's called, right? Bigfoot and paranormal collide. So right now we already got in the chat. I always do a little shout out for people who joining us from the beginning. We got AGM, which he says that, Eric, are you ready for what's coming? I don't know what's coming, so I hope I'm ready. Singe Man been here with us from the beginning. He's an awesome subscriber. Joan Torres, who always gives us thumbs up. I appreciate him. Messy Garage. I don't know if I've seen this person here before. I want to thank you for joining us. He said, "What's up, everybody? I hope everyone is having a great day and have an excellent weekend. I love you all. Thanks, guys, for the content. Much appreciated." Well, that was nice. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Game Paul's been here from the beginning with us. Zal been here from the beginning with us. John Torres is here. Scott Morin is here. So when Mark come in, I'll probably in the middle of the show, shout them out for thanking them for being here with us. So first of all, I want to start with the Mannimal Research. They're both our guests. Before we start looking at some of your videos website, actually, I'll do it right now. I'm going to share their screen. I want people to see their YouTube page. Okay, so this is their YouTube page, guys. I put their page in the chat. Let me find it. Sometimes, here, I'll just do it this way. Because sometimes the StreamYard won't let you go back that far when you put it in earlier. So this is their YouTube page. If you guys want to check it out.
Nice.
There it is.
So both you guys, right? You guys are a team.
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Yeah, smart, man. You always go in with a buddy, dude. Don't walk in the woods by yourself.
This is their YouTube page. These guys, please check their page out. These are, when I study people to come on, I look for real, honest, down-to-earth people. And you can't get more honest, down-to-earth people than this. They got a beard. One's wearing a hat. I mean, come on. You can't get better than that.
You got a long one. You guys can't see the bottom half.
So if you guys have videos, people, you can see that they got a lot of great videos. They do a lot of good research. And how we're going to start this, guys, I'm actually going to ask them about one of these videos just to break the ice, to get to know them a little bit better, because this is their first time on, and I hope they enjoy themselves, and in the future they want to come back. Now, guys, you guys have a video. I won't play the video because it's over an hour, but the video is called Shut Down by the United States Army, Mannimal Research episode. So first of all, how often do you guys kind of go do a research? Do you guys do research yourself? You have a team that does a research and you guys get together. How does a research work for your team?
Well, I'm the actual founder of Mannimal Research, and I founded the group a little over a year ago. And I took in a partner, and my buddy Walls there, Jasper, I call him Walls. We've been buddies for a couple years now. He was one of the first people I asked and to come on board, and he was all for it. But ended up taking on a different partner who has left the group. He's doing his own thing now. And the video that you're talking about has a couple of our older members. But Walls was there and myself. And what we do, we try to go out at least once or twice a month to a 1 or a 2 night investigation. We have one coming up next weekend. It's actually going to be a 3-night, and we're going to be in the North Georgia mountains. I can't give away the exact location.
I understand.
Do that.
One of our newest members is a former member of a nationally known group, and it's a hot spot for those guys. So we can't reveal that location, but really looking forward to it. There's a lot of activity in that area. So, yeah, we get out a couple times a month.
No, I don't blame you for not saying where you're going to be at, because the last thing you need is 20 people driving up and say, "Hey, I saw you on YouTube," and just ruin your whole research. I'm gonna ask you a question. Why? I mean, I'm just asking. Like, did you have an experience yourself that why you wanted to do this kind of research? Did something happen to either one of you on, your love for trying to find Bigfoot?
You want to take that one, Wallace? Wallace has a very interesting encounter that led him into the Bigfoot community. He might be the only person in the world that can make this claim. So if you want to share that real quick, Wallace, go ahead, buddy.
I hear it.
All right. Well, what got me in, basically, I'm kind of in the group of kind of skeptic and believer, and my mind works kind of both ways. Like, okay, I saw that, but let me try to debunk it. This is what could be. Well, probably, I think it was about 2000. I'm gonna say 2010. Maybe, no, I wasn't 2010. 2001. Close to. Well, my kids are about 8, 9, so they were a little older then. I went camping all the time. I love camping. And I found a place near down the south of Alabama near Marion County, which y'all know about the woman that used to be in Marion County, the Carter's farm. Well, I lived out there for 16 years, not in the farm, but went to the camping and went camping this place many times. When this night was just something strange about it. I think we lost connection. It just felt different. We catfished there basically. So I had the tent set up, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty much tired. One of them's already passed out. One, I said, hey, let's just go ahead and bed. We're not gonna get nothing. Let's get up in the morning. We'll head home. We'll cook out. All right. So we're in there. My son kind of wakes up, nods me on the shoulder, and says, "Hey, Dad, I gotta go use the bathroom." I was like, "Okay, we'll just go unzip and go right there." I said, "I can see you out here. I got the spot. We can spotlight." He's like, "No, I hear something out there." I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean?" And then we hear a few small twigs, some kind of something moving around. I was like, "It's probably just a deer. We're in the mountainside here. It's okay." He's like, "Well, what if it's a bear?" I said, "Well, then I guess you'll be a healthy snack." But so
I like that. Healthy snack.
I hear a stronger spot, and all of a sudden we see something, a shadow part go across the tent, and I was like, "Okay, just sit still." I said, "Just sit still," and my whole body is just gone defensive, like, okay, it's around the tent, and it's like, what something's around here.
Oh shit!
I was like, I'm thinking. In that area, I said, okay, we have wild boar. I don't hear it snorting. I don't hear it grunting. I don't hear it, rooting around. I was like, okay, so that ain't that. I said, okay, they ain't been sightings too many black bears. So I said, okay, it's either a black bear or we got a panther or something near us, which a man panther by a mountain lion or something. So I laid there, and within that, this creature decides to sit right where I'm laying down just like this with my head down, and right all of a sudden I feel this big plunk just sit right on my tent right next to my arm, and I'm feeling this, and my arm's basically right up under this thing. So I slide it out, and I'm brushing the tent is what the tent's between us. I'm brushing, and I can feel like it's like matted hair. So I'm thinking, okay, it's got to be a bear or possibly maybe a deer that's gone retarded or something.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there. My son's like, "Dad, what is that?" I said, "Just be quiet and hush." I said, "Get my knife." I said, "That's all I carry. I don't carry usually a gun." Wayne knows that. I mean, I have a long gun, but going out in the woods, kind of carry that. I usually just carry my knives. He gets my knife, and it's a Rambo type knife. So I barely just poked the end. Nothing moves. I'm like, okay. And my son's like, "Dad," I said, "Chill. It's okay. If it wanted to hurt us, we'd already be dead right now."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm going to do this." So I reach up, and I put my hand just like this, and I'm scooted back, and I'm literally holding like this and pushing, barely pushing up while I'm laying down, pushing. This thing does not move. I feel it moving when me pushing it up. I don't hear no ruffle, like nothing moving.
Ass cheek? Is it the ass cheeks? What is that?
I'm thinking if you're saying like I'm thinking it's butt.
We are fairly confident saying that Walls might be the only human on Earth that has caressed the bottom of a Bigfoot.
Yeah,
he got to know that Bigfoot really well that night.
You would know it's not a bear. That's why that's why I'm asking you if there's a buttocks, right? There's actually. There. You know that. Okay, this ain't no bear. Yeah, okay.
Right. I mean, it was, and I'm grabbing it and barely pushing. I'm not pushing like forcefully, like to make it, so it get aggressive. I'm just barely doing that. Like I'm basically massaging his butt, basically. The next morning, we finally dozed. Something came over. We finally dozed off with me just sitting here like this, and I end up being like this again. We get up next morning, we go out, and the boys are already fishing. I go out around the corner, and I look, and I see, and you can actually, at the time, didn't really not tell anybody. I look at it, didn't take no pictures, and you could see a print, look like a butt print. And I was like, and I told DJ, I said, what does that look like to you? And he said, it looks like a butt. I said, either we had a bear sit on our tent, or something else. He's like, well, what do you think? I said, it's either a Sasquatch or we had somebody sitting on our tent. I can't explain that. I said,
Bob,
you saw
you?
Do what?
Oh, it's not Bob. Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
over there, I'd be sitting on his tent getting high, but it ain't me. No.
Well, I've come to the conclusion that we had an area that we went to. We've heard a ton of leads and stories that there's supposed to be a rogue Sasquatch, and I've pinpointed the areas that we've been, and it's almost in a diamond-shaped area. One where I was at, close to the area one area we went to. I'm thinking maybe this was possibly traveling one, and it decided to take a break because it can travel the mountain right through there through Jackson County and everything, and nobody would know it. Yeah, I mean, and he could just pick off a cow or something or a deer, and there's plenty of deer up there because there's hunters everywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I believed them before it, but I'm the person like, I want to see it with my own eyes. If I see it with my own eyes, I'll truly believe. But with that, I mean, my youngest one, he's like, no, it wasn't no Sasquatch. It was a bear. I'm like, okay, you're still alive, ain't you? Because I know for a fact, if you're going to push a bear and you make it mad, it's going to take that tent apart.
Yeah. And there's no glue like that on a bear.
Right.
No,
I mean,
you're
regardless of it being a Sasquatch or a bear, you're there with your son, with your kid. That's got to be extra scary because you're thinking of protection. What the hell is this thing? You want to make sure your kids doesn't get hurt. That's a horrible situation to be in.
Yeah, and the Bronco, we had a Bronco, and it was right outside the tent. Like we wouldn't have time to zip and jump in the car. So I mean, my oldest one, he was dead asleep to the whole thing.
What year was your Bronco? I have to ask for a certain.
It was an 88.
88. Okay. Yeah. My father had a 73 Bronco that we've always gone camping in.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy
very small little Bronco.
That was our mud truck, basically. We got it and we was excited. We got it mudded, and so that was our deal.
A little bit off topic, but y'all talking about the Broncos. Have y'all seen the new Broncos coming out next year?
Yes, I've seen it.
Do you know what the off-road version is called?
No.
I don't know what it's called, but it's related. It looks like the original Broncos of the 70s. Why I like it.
The off-road versions are going to be called Sasquatch.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And if you've seen the movie Rampage, you can actually see Dwayne Rock actually drive one of the new Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
It's in that movie.
And also in the movie Logan, he actually drove a Bronco, and oh man, we grew up in a Bronco. In a small Bronco, my father took 3 boys, bunch of rifles, and a small little Jeep Bronco up to the mountains every year.
On the same subject, Eric? Can I see it? Put it up on the screen.
Which one?
I'll try to
Bigfoot. What's it called? Bigfoot? Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
I'm gonna type in the new Ford Bronco.
Dude, I'll trade all three. I'll trade all three of my cars. Put it in there for one of those.
I want to see this. I want to see this, man. This is no joke. I love Broncos. I want to see this new Bronco. And it's hey, it's on the same subject, right? We're not changing anything. I want to see this thing.
No,
I'm in England.
Yeah, that was basically my experience. That was my encounter in a way.
Well, that's close to you got to touch one, man. I mean, come on. That's like
No, that's
I wish I was able to get a picture of the imprint in the ground. I mean, but at that time of year and that time is like nobody really, it's always keep your mouth shut. Everybody's gonna laugh at you, but
keep your mouth shut, man. You'll be locked up real fast.
Yeah.
Look at that, Bob. Look at that.
Is that the Sasquatch?
Let me type in Sasquatch.
Yeah, they've got a video on here where the Bronco Sasquatch is taking on a Rubicon.
Oh shit! I want to see this thing.
That looks like.
Oh boy!
They almost got it shaped as a body as a.
Yeah, the doors come off. It's supposed to have, if I heard my son right, because my son's getting one. It's got a 7-speed manual transmission.
What? Dang.
Yeah, 7-speed manual.
That means it has a granny mode, probably.
Yeah, it does have granny mode.
That thing will go anywhere.
Range Rover. Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
Look, yeah, Range Rover. FG. That's what I was thinking, FG Cruiser.
Yeah, FJ Cruiser.
Yeah.
Gypsy, ask about the new one called Sasquatch. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is it. This is what we're talking about. Hey, this is part of the show, man. I want to see this thing. My God, man, it's beautiful.
Like, and look how pretty that orange is, too.
And you know what? I don't even like the color orange. I hate the orange color, but this orange actually looks cool. That actually, I can actually drive this orange. This is
if I was able to get one, I want a military green so I can hide.
I'm green. Yeah, I want a green. I want a green. I was going to say that. I want a green. Oh man, you take the doors off. How about the roof? Can you take the top off like the old ones?
Oh yeah, looks like some of these pictures that if you kind of look close. Let me see here. Is there?
Well, I think they got a roll bar.
Look, from here, you can tell that this roof comes off.
Yeah, and then I probably got like a bar across a roll bar. Oh, that's smart.
Look at that door. That's a weird door right there.
Yeah, you can see through the door. You can take the doors off.
Oh, I'm so in love with this thing.
I wonder what the price tag is.
You see, 6,000, 30,000.
I'd say at least start at 60,000.
Let's see.
Sorry to go off subject, guys. I just had to see this real quick.
About 30,000 with no options.
Yeah, I told you.
That's not bad.
Yeah, 30's not bad.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm getting one.
Cool. You know, Bob and I, we grew up in the mountains our whole life. And I live in Seattle now, but we're from California. We live in Fresno. We used to always go to the Yosemite Mountains, Sierra Mountains. And we were in an RV, and I remember we were in RV. We heard like Bigfoot noises, and I didn't actually get to see it, but I remember hearing it. We're like, "What the fuck is that sound? That's not a bear. That's not." I mean,
Big John.
Yeah, Big John.
Yeah. We had the same experience. We were in RV. My ass. It was a white trash camper, the old school. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The ones, the stereotype ones. Yeah, one of those.
Yep.
But we're all inside because it was pouring. We sleep in tents, but it was pouring down rain, like heavy rain. So we piled in for the rain to pass by. This is in the middle of the night. It was a little bit much in the tent, so we just kind of came in for safety. And I remember little kids were sitting in there, and something. Okay, we hear the rain now, and there's wind picking up. So let's go into Debunking first. But what was weird was we heard a boom, boom, and then someone was rocking it like, no, dude, no, and you can't rock a white
rocking
trash.
Y'all camper that y'all were in.
Yeah, it was the roundish kind, the camper trailer and full trailer, and it was someone was rocking it. Now we're like, my dad, we all had rifles, and my dad is screaming, "You fucking do it again, we're going to shoot." I mean, no man's going to be sitting there doing it with a bunch of people with deer hunting rifles, rocking it for fun. And so nobody would open the door. And the dog barks at humans. We have, I was a Doberman pinscher, and her name is Yana, and she'll bark at any human, but she whimpered and she crawled down and like she did I have never in my life. This is a bear dog. I mean, it barks bears. Nothing comes into camp. This thing's fearless. She's a fearless Doberman pinscher, whimpering, man, crying and whimpering, and we're like, oh, this is bad.
You're describing exactly what it sounds like a Bigfoot encounter. What you're describing, everything you've said sounds like everything we've heard before.
Yeah, and so the problem was here we go with the debunking thing. The pouring down rain. So when you go outside after the rain stopped and it finally went away, stopped rocking the damn thing, you can't find no footprints. You're looking for mud, but the mud is tore up with the grass and everything. We're trying to find stuff, but everyone's stomping on top of stuff, destroying whatever you had. And then the ice chests were pushed over and things they weren't like a bear would get into your shit and take it, your ice chest. You guys know what a bear does with an ice chest. It wasn't interested in the food. It just wanted to piss us off or just warn us, hi guys, we're here.
Yeah,
they wanted you out of there, trying to scare you out of there.
Yeah.
It wanted you guys to leave.
We believe it. I believe they're there. We experienced it. That's how we know. That's why we like, Eric, bring on a Bigfoot hunter. Oh, there's no such thing. Nah, bullshit. Now, I went to school for anthropology, archaeology. Gigantopithecus my ass. No, these things are like humanoid. So, I don't know. It's up to you guys. You guys find it. Take pictures.
Mm-hmm. I want to take a selfie with one.
Let me ask you guys, this might be a stupid question. We asked this question with the Sasquatchers. When you guys go on a mission, do you guys like have weapons with you for protection, or do you believe not to have weapons because it might be easier to find them?
I believe you're out of your mind if you go out in the woods in North America without some kind of protection.
Yeah,
you're just
like I said, he carries, and then I carry my hatchet. I carry actually 2 hatchets and 1 knife behind my back. I mean, that's all I carry. Most time I'm usually having to pull him by a rope and lead him back out of the woods because he gets lost more than anybody.
Okay, because these Sasquatchers, they told us they don't, because they said they feel that the Bigfoots can feel you, and if they feel that you're going to be harmful, they won't come out. If you feel they don't have weapons on you, they're more likely to, I don't know, make a sound, make a noise where they're there. But like I said, I'm kind of with you guys. If I'm going out there and I'm looking for something, not even for a Bigfoot, bear protection. I mean,
exactly.
Don't give a shit who you are.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. We're not going out there to harm them, and we actually, before we even get out, we try different things to like communicate with, I guess, to telepathy, and whatever kind of way that we think that they're using. And we'll say, hey, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to just to study you, not here to hurt you. And usually we usually get a feel. It's kind of weird, but we get that eerie feeling like somebody's watching you, and we stop in our tracks and we're like, okay, what in the world? I feel eerie. He feels eerie, and and most of the time nature is quiet. When they're around, it just goes dead silent. That's what's weird about everything. That's what really gets your hair going, like somebody's watching.
Okay.
So when the squirrel stops squeaking, you get scared. When the everyone knows in the mountains, squirrels squeak. It's regular. It's traffic. It's like downtown traffic. When the squirrels stop squeaking, you stop. Oh fuck, there's something wrong.
Right.
The birds get silent. You don't hear little squirrels jumping around and stuff. That's when you start to get a little nervous.
Have you guys ever done any research up in the state of Washington, where I live?
That's a dream, man. I want to go. I want to go up there. You guys.
Supposed to be the capital. Supposed to be.
Yeah, Washington State, man.
I don't know if you guys know this. There's actually a law up here that if you shoot Bigfoot and it's manslaughter, unless you can prove that Bigfoot was attacking you or trying to hurt. I don't know. Any kind of question you for saying Bigfoot's coming after you, but technically they can put you in jail for manslaughter if you kill Bigfoot here.
Well, the strange thing is, I remember I think it was our second time we ever got to get out. Our previous, one of our previous the partner, he actually came up and told us about the law, and there actually is down here in the South too. It's weird, but if you look, I guarantee you probably find every one of the states have a law against it.
Yeah.
So to me, if we say, everybody says the big question, hey, why we not found a body? Okay, well, how is there a law to protect them if there's not been one?
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, obviously that gets in the thing of the government knows something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to touch on that toe because they may be listening.
I asked a question. I asked the professor. The anthropology. I asked my professor about the law. We talked about the Gigantopithecus, possibly blah blah blah. And when somebody mentioned, "Hey, isn't there a law in Washington?" I was going to University of Washington. They're like, "Yeah, there's a law." And we want to know. Well, it's because the government knows about it, or they have evidence. And the answer he gave me was silly. It was. I'm gonna have to put it out there. Don't take it to the bank. He said it's because the law enforcement know that people play hoaxes, and they put on the bear suits and run around in the woods. So they get a bunch of hunters out there looking for Sasquatch. They have a tendency to put on the suit and then hide in the background and throw some shit around. They don't want them getting shot.
I've heard that before too. That's BS. BS.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I can see the logic in that. No, I also see the other logic, and they know that they're the cryptologists or the cryptos. They know they're out there. Zoo cryptologists, like zoo whatever cryptologists, they know they're there. They're keeping it quiet because they don't want people out fucking with them. But
we are backed up. We are backed up. Doc Michael is from Washington. He even says that's a true 100% law. So guys, we're not making this up.
Yeah.
I knew it was illegal out in Washington, but I didn't know you could get charged with manslaughter. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I
think it's both. I think it is a little bit of both. You can see both ends of it. I think, like I said, cryptologists and people in suits getting shot.
Well, if you remember, y'all saw the South Park cartoon. As long as you say that animal's coming towards you, you're allowed to shoot it.
He's coming towards the shoot. He's just all passive, it smell like a flower. He's coming towards us. Shoot! No, people. We're joking. We're playing. These guys don't. Nobody's shooting nobody. We're talking about defending them, taking care of them.
So your one video that's called "Shut Down by United States Army." That's when I don't alone was like, wow, what is this one about? So what is? Did you guys go on a mission or something? Did you hear a story about it?
Yeah, I'll take this one. This was us. That's us. We were out there. There was, I think, 6 of us on this expedition. It was going to be a 2-night up in the Blue Ridge Mountains Blue Ridge, Georgia. And the Army, they do a lot of training exercises up there. So we get up there and we're doing our hike, doing our investigation, walking through, and we start hearing gunfire. And it's rapid gunfire. And we say to ourselves, either the Army's up here practicing or there's some rednecks with a lot of money up here, because it was fully automatic machine guns going off. There was explosions. So we do our little investigation. We get back to the camp, and 2 Humvees pull up. We're at this pavilion. It's a beautiful little spot. It's an hour back in the middle of nowhere. It's 15 mile an hour gravel rutted out road just to get back there. And it takes almost an hour once you leave the pavement. It takes almost an hour to get back there. An hour of 15 miles an hour and no more. So you're secluded. You're back there.
Wow.
So the Army pulls up with 2 Humvees. This gentleman gets out. He's got his fatigues on. He walks up, and I start walking toward him. And he's really, really nice. He's a gentleman. He's polite. He says, "We're out here doing some training. Here in about 30 minutes, you're going to hear some gunfire, and then we're going to gather our guys up, and we'll be out of your hair 45 minutes tops." So we said, yeah, okay, that's cool, fine. So, we're sitting there BSing, talking to each other. It's real friendly. And my buddy Walls there decides he's going to take it to the next level. And he's going to say, well, I'll be honest with you. What we're doing up here is we're Bigfoot researchers. Have you guys seen anything or heard anything up here? And the guy's attitude, his demeanor completely changed. He went from pleasant and polite to just really short with us. And he walks away, and he had mentioned earlier his boss. He said, my boss is right there. So he goes over and he's the guy sitting in the Humvee, and he walks up to his window, and they're talking. They're looking back and forth at us, and everything just changed. Instead of them leaving within 45 minutes, after the gunfire and everything happened, we started seeing flashlights from the woods all the way around us. People coming out of the woods all the way around us with headlamps on, and they're gathering firewood. They're carrying these huge limbs and sticks with them, and they throw it behind the Humvees, and they build them a fire and decide they're going to stay. So it went from they're going to be out of our hair within 45 minutes to they stayed all night, and they were not pleasant about it at all. They were loud. They were using very obscene language. They were cranking their Humvees, joking, laughing, and just making it as uncomfortable on us as you can imagine. That's what they're doing. So finally, a couple hours in, I start to walk over there, and it's dark. I know that they've got weapons and everything. I don't want to tick them off. So I start walking over there. I get their attention, and one of them comes up to me, and I said, "So, what are you guys doing? Y'all gonna stay here tonight, or are y'all gonna be moving out?" And he says, "No, we're staying the night." And I just shook my head and walked back over there. So we packed up the next morning. We went to bed. We knew our investigation was over. Yeah. Right then. Yeah, we went to bed and got up the next morning, and we left. A two-night investigation at a very good location turned into one night of nothing.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't say two-night. We did get that picture of the footprint. I mean, we did
find a possible print. We took a picture of it. We weren't able to cast it, but I wanted to get a lot more from that location. And the picture that you see there, that's the Humvees, or that's one of them. And then there's the soldiers.
Yeah. Looked like they had a table right in the middle of the road.
And when we left, we passed an open field. It looked like about a 5-acre field, maybe 4 or 5 acre field. And it was cleared out, and they had a lot of backpacks and stuff piled there. That's where they were going to stay. That's where they had planned on staying. But when they found out what we were doing, they decided to stay and hang out with us.
Yeah, I wonder if they were reservists or something.
They were actually the Rangers. They were doing ambush drills with two different teams. Is what they were doing.
Yeah, they're gonna get lit up. They're gonna get drunk.
Is that picture right here? Is that an actual foot?
That's the print that we found.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
very
nice.
How big
and I was and his one of his boy was with us. His boy was actually took the picture, and it came out better because you're actually looking at it, standing over it. You had to get down to look at it. He was following me. We was actually tracking a grassy pass that was flattened, like something was drugged through there.
That.
And I was
there were drag marks. He's talking about something was drugged.
We had a bear print and a cat print there, and then we came across that, and I was like, "Dude, there's what came through here," because I debunked it as saying, if a bear was dragging something, there's going to be a blood trail. If a cat was going to drag it, there's going to be a blood trail. This was a clear trail, smashed down and going up to the big hills, and we got lucky and we got that print.
Okay. You saw the toes? Was there toes visible, or was just the imprint from the heel?
Yeah, you could see if you zoom in on it, you can actually see the part of the toes of it. It's the camera actually done a better job at bringing it out because I had to clean up a lot of stuff that was debris, but you can see that around the very tip there's a big toe kind of, and it was I think it was, when we measured it next to my foot, I think it was bigger than 11 foot, wasn't 11 inches. I mean, I'm 11, my foot's 11. So
it was bigger than your foot. Yeah. It was bigger than mine. I'm a 13.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
If one of these great people in the chat goes to like your YouTube page, is there a certain video that you would say, hey, watch this video first because this one is probably the most interesting video out of them all?
Ooh, thermal images. Our thermal images. You got that one, didn't you, put up?
Yeah, I would recommend if it was me. If it was me, I would recommend the one that we just did, the Big Frog.
Oh yeah, well, we don't. Yeah, we're getting a lot of good feedback from that one, I guess, because I don't know. Was you able to send him the picture of what we actually?
No, this is all happening right now. We're getting new feedback on this video all the time. It's happening now, but it's interesting. What Wallace was referring to was the trip where we got the thermal images of what we believe to be two Sasquatch.
What's the name of that video?
I'm trying to remember. He had to bring up something I wouldn't remember.
It was near the beginning.
I have the pictures on our website.
This one's called Possible Thermal of a Sasquatch.
That was another one of our team members out in Virginia. He filmed that one. That's a good one. I mean, if you wanted to show it, he took thermal image. Him and his girlfriend were doing what they do. They ride around up in the mountains at night, and he hangs his thermal out, and if he gets a hit, they stop. And that's what he saw one night out in the woods. They saw that something standing upright at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning where nobody should be.
Yeah, it's like you can see it's red, and it's like somebody's moving around right there. It's like it's moving like a person.
Yep.
Humanoid, yeah.
And I'm
think
sure
his camping thermal
everybody in the camp spot to make sure that's not somebody taking a shit out there.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So wow, that's a good fun.
Well, it's thermo, so that everyone in the sidebar know that if there was a car there, it would also show up as hot. If they were making moonshine, the moonshine would show up as hot. So if you don't have anything hot around a humanoid standing by itself, hot, and everything else is cold, then it's out by itself. So,
yeah. And that's what you had right there.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he goes out. I think sometimes he goes out by himself.
Yeah, Travis does. Travis is our Virginia team leader. We have teams in a couple of different states, guys that go out and do investigations, and that's Travis Bowen. He's a good guy. Yeah, he's the leader of our Virginia team, and he got that footage. I'm trying to remember which one he was talking about.
Right here, you got one that says skull of a Sasquatch. But now,
Daryl's stuff. Daryl's, yeah.
Daryl Owen lives in Sacramento, California. That's a good episode. That we had a 2-part special with him where he revealed about 27 years worth of his research.
Wow.
Him and his wife found a skull, and they don't have the skull anymore. They made a phone call. They did the right thing. They called the authorities. Within just a couple of minutes, the police showed up. They went out there looking, and actually, Daryl just messaged me. The police went out there and they looked, and the police made a phone call. And just a few minutes later, a big black F-150 pulls up, and 4 guys get out, and they quarantine the area, shut everything down. They detained Daryl and his wife and took all of their stuff, their pictures, but they were able to send a couple pictures of the skull up through their satellite phone, their cloud or whatever. I'm not sure. So they were able to save those images, and they're on there. Needless to say, the skull got confiscated.
And you'll probably never see it again. I mean, you got a lot of good stuff on here. This one looks interesting here. Bigfoot encounters dating back to 1974. It looks like a ghost kind of a picture. The thumbnail, like a.
Yeah, a lot of our stuff, we have people on. We have eyewitnesses and other researchers come on, and we interview them. We give them an opportunity to come on and talk about stuff that they've seen and they've witnessed, because we really feel that until we have a body of one of these things, the best way to learn about Sasquatch and their behavior is from people that have witnessed Sasquatch and their behavior. You know, you get eyewitnesses on there to talk about what they've seen, and then that's how we learn. So that's how we encourage people that's had encounters, get a hold of us. You can reach us at our website, manimalresearch.com, or just send us an email, and we'll be happy to talk to you and get you on one of our episodes to tell your story, because that's the only way we're going to learn about these things is from eyewitness encounters.
Yeah.
I think you said it, honestly, you said it perfectly. You know, Bob, we talked about this our last show, that you're not going to get the truth from TV. You're not going to put on the Discovery Channel, the Travel Channel, History Channel, and get the truth, because they're gonna manipulate it. They're gonna cut this. You're gonna get true stories from people like yourselves.
Yeah.
You get enough people to say almost the exact same story. You kind of know, hey, there's something there. How do they know what he said and they said and they said? And that's how you find out the truth.
Compare stories, yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of questions from your fans there, Gypsy. I seen one from Tom Murr, and Wayne, you might want to can answer that one. That's actually a pretty good question I seen on there.
Tom Murr, let me see if I can find
it. At 2:25 p.m.
Oh, that's not that.
You got a couple of them on there. I was asking this question. One was something about landscaping.
Are you in charge of their show now too, Walls, or what?
I was just saying that. I'm trying. The fans are asking questions. They're putting their names on that. No, it's a different. It's at 2:25 p.m. It said, Derek and Wayne, do you think Sasquatch can? I hate big words. I ain't very good at big words.
Oh, okay, that was what confused me. You said 2:25. For me, it's 11:25.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, we're on the East Coast. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I got evening in mind. That's a long time ago.
Here we go. Hey, do you think Sasquatch can interdimensionally shift from our realm to others?
There's the question everyone asks.
No, what do you think, Wayne? No.
That's just my belief. I believe that they are flesh and blood creatures. I stick more with the biological side of it. I'm not ruling anything out. I'm very open-minded. You have to hear these people out. For that to be a thing, someone has to have claimed to have seen it, right? Who am I to call that person a liar, to say that they're making something up? I'm never going to do that. But if you're asking my opinion, I just don't. I don't buy into it until I see it with my eyes. I can't buy into it. Okay, there are a lot of reports out there along those lines that the people that swear that they've seen stuff like that, and you can't rule it out. You can't. You have to listen to everybody. I mean, scientists will tell you that. I mean, scientists, they want to see everything in their hands and on a table, and that they have to be able to see it and feel it and to know that it's real. But a good scientist will tell you that you can't just ignore people. I mean, you have to take into account what other people are seeing. It's my opinion.
No, here, I do believe there are creatures in the forest and the woods we don't understand.
Yeah. I think the troglodytes are they're cave dwellers. They live in caves. I've been in them. I've been spelunking, and there's everything you need to survive is in a fucking cave. You can find it in a cave. You could live in water. There's food. There's a lot of food in the caves, man. You can eat insects the size of freaking rats.
Your life matters.
Yeah. But they could live. I mean, biologically, they can live in a cave, and they're fine. They're away from other people that are annoying. They're away from cities. They have their own thing. They don't have nothing. They just could live like a cow could eat, drink. You know, a human that lives in a cave. Whole families could live in a cave and not have any problem. No enemies. Why would they not be in there?
Somebody wrote in the chat earlier that, they can sense fear. So if they sense, 20 people coming through a mountain, yeah, they're going to be smart. They're going to hide. They know the forest better than we do.
Right.
They know all the hiding spots. We don't. It's like, playing hide go seek in somebody's house. They know all the good spots. In the woods, they're hiding, hide and seek. They know all the good spots.
Well, if they live in a cave, they'd be nocturnal, so they would be able to see at night. And it's obvious, as an anthropology guy, they're nocturnal, and so they can see at night. They go out and eat at night, drink at night, mate at night. Everything's at night. They're nighttime party animals, like, literally.
I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They hide all day in the cave and they come out at night. Now, sometimes in the daytime, they might be stuck out all night, maybe tracking down a deer and then waiting. They wound a deer and they're going to wait for it. They're not going to, they're a forest animal. They're going to wait for it to die. Eventually, they're going to follow it like everyone knows. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're going to follow that deer. You're going to let them suffer. You'll follow that deer until they find him and you're going to, do the proper thing. So a Sasquatch would be the same way. So he'd follow his prey until it laid itself down and they'd bring it back. It's the easiest way to do it. So you might get caught out in the daytime. It's just ain't gonna happen. So they go back.
There's something like there's over 700 million forested acres in North America alone. That's not counting up into Canada. That's North America alone. Why is it so impossible that one of these things could be out there? Or these things could be out there. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
No, everybody's agreeing with you. Miles and miles of unseen territory. I mean,
hundreds of miles, man.
Yeah, 700. There's like 720 million acres.
Hey guys, who's this Timothy Renner book? Timothy Renner's book is about the supernatural of Sasquatch. Very interesting. I never heard of Timothy Renner's.
I've heard of Timothy Renner. I'm not that familiar with him though. I couldn't tell you much about him.
Well, cool. I mean, there's a lot of documents. I understand why the police and went to school for anthropology, and I understand why they took the skull away though, because if you got a skull, it's to them there's no Sasquatch. There's a human skull. So they found a murder victim, missing persons. They found somebody and found a human, and so they're going to bring out the investigative team. They're going to tape off the area. They're going to question everybody. They even question like the psychic that told them to go there. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So you have them skulls, they're going to be gone.
Let me just do a fast shout out. The second hour we're going to be talking to Backroad Hauntings named John Sanders. We're going to get into some paranormal in the second hour. But hey, John, I don't know if you were watching at all in the first hour about the Bigfoot stuff. Do you have any beliefs about the Bigfoot? Anything that you have done in the past?
From Oregon. Yeah, I got beliefs.
Oregon's on my bucket list, man. I got to make it out there. I want to go to Oregon so bad.
When I was a teenager, I was over in Central Oregon, and I needed to get back to the western part of Oregon, and I didn't have a way back. And my older brother, decided to come get me, and he picked me up. And it was about 1 a.m. We ended up on the mountain pass to come back over to the valley, and we decided to pull over on top of the pass at the snow park to use the bathroom. And I got out first, went to the bathroom. I didn't go into the outhouse. It was too dark. I couldn't see nothing, didn't want to fall in. So I ended up going to the bathroom on the outside of the outhouse. I get back in the car, and my brother was talking to our mom. He hands me the phone. He goes out to use the bathroom in the same spot. About a minute later, he comes jumping in the car with his pants down to his ankles, yelling that there was some tall guy standing out there, full of hair, just standing there watching him at 1 o'clock in the morning on the mountain pass. And I told him, I was like, man, I said, well, let's get out of here. And he didn't mention Bigfoot or anything, but that's all we could kind of come to. So that's about the closest encounter I think we've ever gotten to.
Wow. That was in Oregon?
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Had a Bigfoot watching you pee.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories around here. From people in the mountains and stuff.
Yeah. Keep that in my mind.
I was pretty sad that there was going to be a big, huge Bigfoot convention in the middle of the summer up in Yakima. Even the Sasquatchers were all going to be up there, and of course, with this virus thing out there, it all got canceled. So because of the virus thing, has that stopped you guys by any chance doing some investigations, or are you kind of going to go off road?
You want me to take that one?
It has put a bit of a damper on it, and
the virus.
A lot of people are camping. It's hard to, in some places, it's hard to get a good spot because everybody's hiding from everybody. You're going out in the woods to get away from people.
And we had some of our spots were actually they're in park or national forest, and they were actually shut down for a little while. So it kind of kind of put a stop on a lot of stuff. And then once they opened up, then it was like floodgates, and everybody's like, "Hey, we're all going camping. We're getting out of the house." Yeah. And to get to our spots, I mean, it might be one of those. If we get there first come, first serve, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're saying. Bob and I used to camp at a place called Poison Meadow. Like nobody knew about it, but once one person finds this spot, now every year we used to try to go back to our same spot. There's somebody there. It's like we
find it, man. They find it.
A private road to the place where you saw the meadows. You saw anything that open, across the forest. One person finds it, everybody knows about it, and they still
logging roads. We had a cousin that was a logger. He lived up in the mountains too. He actually worked and lived up in those areas. So he was a logger. So he knew all the logging roads, man. It was like a map of logging roads that nobody knows about. We hit those. We go into it, deep into it, those beautiful logging roads. But the problem is, once they find out about a logging road, someone tells somebody else, they're down there. I'm like, oh, shit, man. Next thing you know, you see, like, are they even American? I mean, who are these people up here? They're like in here just poaching up a storm. Even my dad had to turn to some people, okay, we're going to turn them in. They're poaching. Like, extremely, they're not even American. They're up here poaching their ass off. So, come on, man. The logging roads. Yeah, we know all the mountains areas. You got to find those little passages up in the heartlands.
Yeah, logging roads and Sasquatch, they're synonymous. I mean, they go right together, you know?
I know you guys said you got to go within the hour. Is there anything you guys want to say before you leave to people in the chat?
You want to go first, Walsh?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for a lot of the questions that was popped up, and thank you for bringing us on. It was a pleasure. It was awesome to come on even West Coast, I guess, coming in the middle. And if you guys, you go out camping, as we say on our show, go out, be careful, have fun, enjoy yourself camping, and actually feel nature. And if you do, you may get lucky and get an encounter with a Bigfoot. And just be careful. And if they get aggressive, just let them have their area and move. Get out. Don't let them push it, because these are things that we don't fully know their full strength. We don't know exactly how bad they can be. Just think of it as a bear on steroids. You know how a bear can be damaged. So damaged. So you just be careful and have fun and be safe out here.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you guys for the opportunity. This is a really cool show. I like what you guys are doing. It's laid back, and you guys got a good thing going here, and it really fits our personality too. So I appreciate the opportunity to come on. And wanted to just let everybody know, ask everybody to go to our website. It's mannimalresearch.com. There you can report your encounters and talk about, give you the opportunity to come on one of our live broadcasts. We do live broadcasts every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. And we have people come on, researchers and especially eyewitnesses. We love eyewitnesses because, like we said, that's the only way we're going to learn more from these things is by talking to people that have witnessed them and that have seen them. So check out our website, and you guys did a good job sharing our YouTube page, and we have a Facebook group as well. It's also called Mannimal Research. But yeah, just other than that.
No, I appreciate you guys jumping on. Just so you guys know, we are streaming on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch all at the same time. So you guys are actually streaming 4 different formats. So we're streaming everywhere. And even though we scheduled you guys on today, if you guys are around Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do the show at exact same time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. And you guys are always welcome just to jump on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. You have to have an invitation. We like to have a back show. We don't do scripts. We kind of just go over your page and kind of just free talk from there. So if you guys ever want to come back, you guys discover something, you want to share it, jump on anytime you want.
Please.
Use the same invite or what?
Every show has a different invite number, but what I usually do is I'll just put the invite in the chat. You just jump on. You come to the chat, say, Aaron, hey, I want to come on the show to say something. I'll put the invite in the chat, and I put you on.
Cool.
It puts you in the background, so I know if you're not who you say you are. I'm not gonna have a crazy guy jump on. We had that before, Bob. We had that before. Some guy with a cat hat.
I enjoyed it. It was cool.
Anytime you guys want, just jump on, and we'll have you guys on. So now you guys are allowed to stick around. We're gonna be talking to John Sanders here. If you guys want to stick around a little bit, you're more than welcome to. But if you got to run, well, thank you for coming on.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Right.
We will be in touch.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Take care, guys.
Now, John,
Bye, everybody.
John, I'm gonna share your YouTube page right here. I'm gonna get your YouTube page up.
There we go. Paranormal.
I'm gonna also put your YouTube page right here in the chat at the same time, just so we have it here. I'm gonna type in your Backroad Hauntings. Here we go, and this is your. Got it here. There we go. No, that's not. There we go. There we go. Backroad Hauntings. That's his YouTube page. So you guys check it out. So John, how's it going, John? First of all, how's your Friday?
Well, it's Friday, so it's going pretty good.
I like that.
Say no more. Say no more.
I'm going to be filming tonight, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. So.
One of the main reasons why I wanted you on, because you actually have a video that says, urge busted, caught faking alone. When I read something like that, to me, it makes it sound like before you believe in anything, you're going to try to debunk it. You're going to try to make it where it's not paranormal until you actually physically know that it's paranormal. Am I saying that right about you?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that 90% or more of what people claim to be hauntings or paranormal activity there's actually a logical explanation for it. I don't believe that everything out there is paranormal. I just don't. I think there's a lot of things that can be explained, but people are afraid of what they don't know, so they automatically jump to the conclusion of oh my gosh, it's a ghost, it's something scary, it's creepy, it's paranormal, and that's just not our way of thinking. My way of thinking is I want to find out the answers before I start saying that something's haunted.
Nice. That's how I do it. Yeah.
We got a lot of paranormal people actually that is in our community here. Through Belle Paranormal, she does a great show. She does investigation. So Bob even talks about in college. When you go to college, you learn to always debunk what you have first. Never what you have in front of you is real, because otherwise you're gonna look foolish. When somebody comes out and says, "Oh my God, he's been lying to you," and you didn't know you're lying, you just didn't do your research.
Yeah, we had to perform a hoax. We had to actually do we had to become like that. We had to hoax people, try to fool them first. I did mine on a plant. People talk about how plants have emotions and feelings and all these things. I'm not gonna say it don't. Okay, I was just on the side. I'm debunking people just for the fun of it. So I had a plant. I don't want to interrupt you. I had a plant real fast. I actually stuck some copper wire up and through it and through the root systems, whatever, with one of those doorbells, like automatic doorbell thingies, where it's not connected to the wall. It's a battery one, and if you hit a button, it hits the doorbell. So I sent up these bare wires up and underneath the plants, and did them green, so you can't even tell these wires were underneath the leaves of the plants. And then I had people light matches underneath the leaf. No, not for real people, not like burn the leaves. I'm not that cruel, but do it. And then I'd hit the switch like they had a meter, an EMF detector. It would go, oh my God, it's reacting. Every time they would like yell at the plant, I would hit the button and it would react. Oh my God, it's reacting to all the emotion. How could you? No, it was all fake. But anyway, what you talked about, man.
Well, I like what she said.
It's the same concept.
Orbs so easy to debunk, but everyone believes they are entities. Yeah, that's true.
Easy.
that's one thing. I don't necessarily believe in orbs, and it's not that I don't believe in orbs. I do believe that there's probably some situations where, you know, there's a light anomaly that is very weird and unexplained, but I can't go out there and say that it's a spirit. I can't, because I have no proof of that. Okay. And kind of like the spirit box. I use the spirit box occasionally, but I want hard, concrete reactions. I want intelligent reactions. When I hear words come across, a lot of the times you could just kind of put words together and make what you want out of it off of what you asked. And so spirit boxes I rarely use. I do use them, but I rarely use them. My favorite evidence is EVPs and video footage. That's what I like.
Yeah, well, I just read this one. I see so many videos where the house has several animals and they are shining a light, and it's literally just animals, dander, and dust. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time. Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you have another video that says right there in the words, real or fake. Urge Brothers exposed. I mean, you're I'm not saying you're exposing people on purpose, but you're like, dude, don't just believe this. You know, really look at the evidence.
You know, these guys, I've been in the paranormal field for 23 years, and it's kind of hard sometimes to present evidence out there to people because a lot of people just don't believe in it, and they kind of laugh you out of the room. And when I see people actually faking stuff on purpose and telling people it's real, oh man, that I don't like fakes. I just don't, you know.
Makes it harder on you, man. It makes you harder on presenting evidence. Yeah. Show the list of debunked evidence first and say, I have debunked all of this, and now I have a question because I can't debunk this no matter how hard I tried. I've had friends try to debunk it, and they can't do it. So, you know, like, this is what I have the evidence for. And then it shuts up the skeptic a little bit and say, I did everything I could to debunk it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you, now, is there a reason why you started doing research starting 20 years ago? Was there something that you felt that happened to you that made you want to go on this journey?
Yeah. When I was younger, I had to have been probably about anywhere from 7 to 9 years old. And we lived in this house. And you know those old houses that always have those long, creepy hallways and a dead end at the end? You know, it's like a bathroom on the right side, then a bedroom on the left, and then another bedroom down the end, and then the last bedroom. We had one of those houses. And when I was younger, every time I got ready for bed, I would go to that hallway and I would stand there, and I would always see a woman kind of floating at the end of the hallway. And she would never say nothing. I just saw her wearing pure white, and it looked like the wind was like blowing on her. And she would always just gesture for me to come to her, and she would kind of slowly go into my brother's room, but completely dissipate before she actually entered my brother's room. And I always just stood there, just scared. And I also heard voices telling me to do bad things, hurt people, and stuff like that when I was younger. I told my dad about it, and my dad played it off. I didn't tell him about the female. I just told him about the voices. And it wasn't until about maybe, I think I was 16, 17 years old, and I was in a room with my mom and a couple of our family friends, and we were talking about paranormal, and I had mentioned what I had seen growing up, standing there at the beginning of the hallway, and the color of my mom's face kind of just went pure white, and she's like, oh my gosh, me and your dad used to stand there and watch you stare at the end of the hallway, and we never knew what you were staring at. That was right then and there when I decided I needed some answers for what I, encountered when I was younger. And, the eerie part is this, what I saw, she would always go like towards my brother's bedroom. 3 years later, my brother was murdered and in a drive-by shooting. And, I always play back to that time, like, man, did this have something to do with my brother? And I still don't know. I don't know the answers to that, but
wow.
Yeah, that's what made me get into the paranormal.
Wow, I could see that. I could see you putting that together. Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Yeah, if I would have saw a female spirit going into what's going to happen in the future, I would have think that too. Like maybe a spirit guide or something was just kind of like getting him prepped. I don't know. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
All those thoughts have ran through my head. I mean, was it a sign? Was it something I needed to see? Something I need? I don't know. And sometimes I wish I actually went towards her.
Wow. It's just like the mob man.
I didn't realize you live in Oregon. You actually live close. I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to go hunt with you one day. I'd be happy. Fun shit. Has you ever went on a hunt where it really just scared the shit out of you, and you're like, I'm going back to this place? We actually have a friend named Clown. He's Clown, and his name is Clown on his YouTube channel. And he actually right now on a road trip and actually doing hauntings, not haunting, but searching. But he's also searching for Bigfoot too. He's been in like 5 different states now. But have you ever
talking about Clown from the East Coast?
What's that?
Are you talking about Clown from the East Coast?
Yeah, was it East Coast or is he from? I think he's from the South. Or
here, let me.
Well, he's a demon hunter. He says he's a demon hunter.
Clown cryptid.
Yeah. Clown. He's a demon. The Clown, the demon hunter. He's got a beard also.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's kind of a fun guy. We had him on several times. Great
you might
guy.
Recognize him. I don't know if you recognize.
Yeah, I know.
He's our channel. He's our good friend. He's been on here plenty of times and all that. He's actually on a ghost hunt right now. He's traveling around different states.
That's cool.
That's awesome, man.
And that's how we met. That's how we met her through the Bigfoot Paranormal. We met her through him, and she's been on our show 3-4 times.
Yeah,
he's going on hunts with all things paranormal, Leslie, and yes.
Demon. I'm a demon hunter. I hunt demons.
I want to ask you I'm sorry, this is going to be a stupid question. I know, but sometimes my daughter and I, just for guilty pleasures, we do watch once in a while Ghost Adventures. But when I watch that show, of all the ghost hunts this team's supposed to be on,
funny.
They gotta be actors because they get scared of any little thing, any little sound. Dude, like I'm a cable guy, right? I used to climb 32-foot ladders. At first, I was my heart beat, but after a while, at the end of my career there, climbing that ladder ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Do you develop a little like, I'm not gonna get hurt here, or do you get scared every time a voice comes?
Well, let's put it this way. The one thing I don't do is freak out when the temperature in the room changes.
Okay.
Exactly. Thank you. What are you talking about?
And, when I see someone freaking out and they've been doing this for, 15 years or however long Ghost Adventures have been on, when you're freaking out over a room temperature or an EMF spike, I think that's all for show.
Yeah, right. I get that same impression. You've been doing it for so long. Okay, the first sign is it gets colder.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah, recently I watched one of their episodes recently, and I think it was at the end of their last season. I think around April. I think it was April or May, but. Man, I about busted up laughing. I mean, I was crying. I was laughing so hard because they were at this olive place where they like make olives and stuff like that. And Billy, a guy on the team, came screaming, running out, and because he heard a noise, and he was screaming like bloody murder, like he was being, like he was a female being attacked, and I couldn't stop laughing. You know, I was thinking to myself, you're a grown man. You heard a noise. You're supposed to be there investigating the paranormal, and you're running from it. It makes no sense to me.
Yes.
No.
Like right here, Val says, I'm running towards it to find out what it is.
Yeah, I'd run towards it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if I see something, if I see a shadow or something, I'm not going to freak out. I want to go. I want to investigate. I want to capture it on film. I want to, you know, if I'm hearing voices, I want to capture that on my recorders. I don't want to run from it.
Well, read this one. She says, the last one I went on, I had my hair pulled. Hurt so bad. Now that is scary. Okay, I can see that. It's something pulls your hair where you actually feel some pain. I can see that.
Yeah.
But like you said, temperature change? Come on. Really?
No. I don't. These guys, they're overactors.
Somebody has a question right here. Have you gone to any abandoned asylums or prisons? Do you have any protection like holy water or good luck charms?
Good question, man.
That's fair.
I've gone to I haven't gone to asylums or prisons. I have gone to old forts, like military forts, abandoned forts. And I don't have anything for protection. I don't have holy water. Just recently I started carrying around the Lord's Prayer with me, you know, just so I know the word, just in case I get into a situation that I feel like I'm out of control, like I have no control. And that's just a precautionary, but I don't bring anything with me to protect me. I respect what is out there, and, you know, beyond the veil, I respect that. I respect this, you know, spirits. And I also respect the properties that I'm at and the clients that I'm working for, you know? So,
you get hired to go investigate. That's cool as crap.
Yeah. So actually, there's a place in Fort Vancouver some years back that, you know, the old army barracks where the families lived.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that now has been turned into just residential homes now, and it's not, you know, for the military families no more. And one family had called us up and actually had me come out there and investigate. And I think the creepiest thing I ever came across in that particular house was, as I was coming up the stairs in the basement, I got to the top and I was still standing in the doorway of the stairs of the basement. And this is an old place, you know, it was built in the early 1900s, probably like 1910, 1911. And so the stairs to the basement was very narrow. And all of a sudden, I heard the loudest footsteps running up the stairs right behind me. And it actually caught me off guard. I actually just jumped, turned around, shined the light, and it stopped. The footsteps just stopped. Yeah, that caught me off guard. You know?
I'm living in a haunted house here. I'm in England, around by Scotland, wherever, someplace. But an old tavern, a 1700s tavern / prostitute place, whatever. The place has even got, it's a house now, you know, regular residential, but it's even got paperwork for, like, you know, you could serve alcohol. It's really cool, but a lot of paranormal, man. I've done videos in this place several times. I've done videos in other places I stay. I kind of bounce around different places. Got to keep hiding from weird people, but down in the basement, and it's an old coal stove. It's 1700s, and hearing freaking things get tossed around in other areas. I'm like, holy shit, this place is haunted, man. Around 3 a.m, I got tapped on my right shoulder real fast, like a tap on my back shoulder, like a fingertip. And then talking to another person who was here, and then they were embarrassed to ask me, hey, man, I was in the certain area I was at. I said, I got tapped on the right shoulder. I said, no shit. So did I. And there was no talking to each other about it. No, I didn't go around, hey, man, I kept it to myself. So when I heard someone say it, I said, confirmed.
Now, what's a JoJo? Hey, you have some juju in there, Bob.
Juju. What's juju is like magic, right?
Yeah, it's like bad juju, or, you know, like bad omen, I guess you should say.
She's our friend. Yeah. She's like she can see things. So I was just curious. Is she seeing something with Bob?
There was a glass that flew. Well, it didn't fly, but I fell asleep on the couch. Oh, I was just lured over and knocked the glass over. Now, man, it's far away
my
from me.
car. That was me, Bob.
The glass went over, and big, thick glass slid off the fireplace on the bottom step, slid forward, and then hit the ground and rolled. There's nobody in here, no animals, no nothing. The doors are shut. I'm asleep. Maybe I snored so loud it knocked it off. I was like, it woke me up. Actually, it woke me up 10 minutes before Eric's show.
I like this. Why does it always look like bikers club in here?
Right?
Everybody had a beard except me.
But it woke me up 10 minutes
before the show, Eric.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you. So you've been tapped on the shoulder. You've seen things moving around. Let me ask you, because what I've come across with a lot of people who experience something paranormal, they automatically go to the first thought of demonic, and I don't like that. I just don't like that. If something doesn't see, the way I look at it, man, if I wasn't a nice person in real life, if I was just a pissed off, angry dude, when I die, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be any happier. So I'm going to probably do some stuff to piss people off. It doesn't mean I'm demonic. So do you feel like when you're around stuff that's happening like that, do you feel like it's a malicious intent?
No, I was joking about it, but hey, I swear, I'm not lying during the apocalypse, people. I'm going to tell you 100%, I swear to God. It was 10 minutes before Eric's show. Now, I'm in another country, so it's nighttime for me. I was going to sleep through it, Eric. I'm not going to lie to you. I did a long ass, been working my ass out, and I was sleeping solid. If that glass didn't have come off and rolled across the floor, I would not have woken up. It was 10 minutes before Eric's show. So I do Eric's shows consistently the same time every day. That day I was wiped out. I was going to sleep through it, so I was not upset. I had a laugh. I said, thank you. Thank you for the alarm.
Here's a question for you. Have you had any haunted doll experiences?
Ooh, not me, him, right?
No, him.
Yeah.
Dolls creep me out. I don't know. When I was younger, my grandma, my dad's mom lived in Walla Walla, Washington, Dayton, Washington. And I remember being younger, going over there and visiting. I don't know why, but I would always go down in the basement. And their basement wasn't like a creepy basement. I mean, it was all carpeted. They had a bar down there. They had couches down there and everything. But there was this one porcelain doll down there. And I don't know why, but every time I got to that house, I would go down in the basement and just stand there and stare at this doll. And I have been terrified of dolls ever since. I don't know why, but they creep me out.
Bill says many spirits get upset because they can't communicate and use what they can to get your attention.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, if they try to use all the energy they can to get, to manifest itself to try to get your attention, and they can't, they're going to try to use some source of get more energy, and they're going to be stronger and more powerful. And sometimes I believe, my theory is that sometimes they don't know how much power they could actually put out, and they can hurt you on accident. They could scare you to death on accident, but they're not really meaning any ill intent to it. They're just trying to get your attention. So she's absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm loving today. We're getting some questions in today. I love it. Hey, Tom, where is the most paranormal active place you have investigated?
Well,
I gotta say, the most paranormal active place I've investigated was the one I just recently did last month. That was over at the Wolf Creek Inn in Southern Oregon. That, when I got there, we didn't feel anything. I'm not like Zach Bagans, where I go to a place and I'm like, oh my God, my stomach hurts. Oh, my neck hurts. Oh my gosh, I didn't get laid last night. I don't do that crap. I go to a place and I've never felt scared or stomach pains or anything, but I do listen. And when we got to Wolf Creek Inn, within 2 hours, I was hearing things that just didn't seem right to the environment. And the evidence that we caught, just the first night there, I heard a whistle. That's one of the main things I remember about hearing something, with my own ears. But when I reviewed all the evidence, I was just blown away by how much EVPs I caught. And with the little girl saying "mama" twice, like she was looking for her mom, that was, I gotta say, that was probably the most active place I've ever investigated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad.
Scottus is in the chat.
Awesome. Yeah, investigator. Yeah, I love all the investigators are the nicest fucking people. They're smart too. People are, investigators. No, man, they're usually scientists first, and then they're paranormal investigators second. They go into reassure the families. Hey, you're okay. Yeah. You just got a little bit of paranoia. You know, that's what I always saw. I took paranormal psychology in college, and a lot of investigators go in there. Number one is to help the family feel better. Hey, guys, guess what? You got a little kid moving shit around. You got a cat. I've seen it. People, I've got missing this or I've got a missing that. And I swear to God, I put my keys here. I swear it must be some kind of weird effect. No, there's cats that take things, man, and hide them. Cats will hide shiny things. They'll get things and hide them.
Not just a cat. An English bulldog will make things disappear on you too.
Yeah. If you have your window open and you don't have a screen, a magpie will come in your house and take anything that shines. Something stole my ring. Do you have a screen on? You check this. You have no screen on your window, so there's no one who can come up to the window 5 stories and still. But a magpie can. If a magpie's sitting on, you look outside. There's a power line. Or they're dying up. They're watching you. They're watching your shiny shit in your fucking room. The magpies are coming and taking your stuff out. 9 times out of 10 is a damn bird or an animal. You know, just things like that. People.
There's a lot of logical explanations for things that people freak out about.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's what we do. We go in there and we try to make the family feel better. And that's the most important. I remember I had a few cases I had to do back in 2009, and it had to been around 2008, 2009. And I got a call, and it was to investigate in an apartment. And I don't like investigating apartments because, you know, with everybody around you, a lot of the evidence is contaminated. And so, but we put that to the top of the list because it was a 5-year-old girl who was just terrified. And we went in there and we investigated, and we actually came to the conclusion that this little girl was seeing somebody. And we believe it was her grandpa that died before she was born.
Oh, wow.
And and when we actually put the pieces of the puzzle together, we brought her a picture and showed her a picture of the guy, and she had never seen her grandpa before, and she pointed him out right off the bat and said, "That's who I see." And we told her who it was, and she just has been doing great ever since.
That's awesome. Here's a question for you right here. It said, do paranormal investigators ever use dogs to help them?
Yes, some situations, yes, they do. Actually, Jason Hawes and Grant Wilson has used canines before on their investigations. You know, because animals are supposedly very sensitive to the paranormal. They can see things that we can't. They can hear things that we can't. They can smell things that we can't. And so, you know, if dogs can be trained to sniff out drugs, if dogs can be trained to sniff out humans, if they can be trained, then why can't they be trained to, detect spirits?
Yeah, the cats here see them first.
Yeah, you know, exactly. But I think the way that they do it though is they teach them, they train them to try to detect high EMFs, and I think that's what they start with. You know, because dogs are very sensitive. And so that would be a trait to bring them around things that, you know, are putting off the high magnetic field, and kind of start that route and kind of go. And I've heard some people use them, and they've said that they've gotten some really good results from using canines on their investigations. I've never personally used one though.
But
hey, Rob.
I can't believe all the great questions are coming in. Here's another one for John, and I love it because everybody's like, John, they're loving you. Anything you do in prepping for an investigation? Like, what do you do before you start one? Do you the history first? What do you do?
Well, yeah, I mean, before I even go to the location, I always try to find the history out of the place, not just to help me with the clients or the evidence, but to also prepare me for what I might be walking into. I had someone recently get a hold of me and wanted me to come out and do an investigation. And unfortunately, with coronavirus, I didn't feel like it was the right time to interact or be around other people. I didn't want to put them in danger because I wasn't tested yet. And I didn't want to put myself or any of my guys or girls in danger either. So, we decided not to go, but the building that he was calling about was a very old building. And after doing some research and finding out what it is now, it actually was a smart idea for me not to go because of the fact that I think that it would have been a bad scenario. It was a bad area. It was a bad building with a lot of bad people. And so, it wasn't nothing paranormal. It was just a lot of bad people. So,
that's
I do research, but it's not just for the paranormal. It's also for my safety and my crew safety.
There you go. That's nice. Yeah.
On your web,
shady place.
because on your YouTube page, you do. There's a picture of you, and I'm thinking the other person must be your partner.
Yeah, Shelly.
Okay.
Yep.
And is she? You guys like live in the same area as a partner, or is she like in another state and you guys just YouTube each other and do separate?
She's my wife.
Oh, she's your wife. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And we have a couple other members too, but some members, they don't want to be out there. They don't want to put their face out there yet because, like I said, I think some people still laugh at this field.
They do. Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah, but I mean, you give comfort, man. I mean, people are like, well, they're not out there. Oh, what was it, Eric? Remember that movie we watched with what's he plays for Back to the Future? Michael J. Fox. Remember the movie
Frighteners?
Frighteners is a great example of a charlatan, right? I mean, he went into a place and it's haunted, all right. He's got his little toys and he's making the things and he's got real ghosts in the movie helping him knock things over and stuff. But the charlatan, but people like to have a little comfort, man. Even if you go out and give them a history of their house. Here's the history of your house, man. Here's the history of this. It could be this. You've got high EMF. That means you got your power lines are shitty in your house. You're getting a little bit zapped in your head hole. You're getting a little bit paranoid from it. I would get an electrician.
Yeah. Vel just wrote, yes, maybe one day we will be taken seriously. People just got to keep talking about it. Keep talking and get people used to it. The idea, the problem is you get some of these TV shows, kind of like Ghost Adventures, where they make everything look so goddamn scary that people won't take it seriously because it makes it look like a joke of a true investigation. What it's like, because I know a lot of people on investigations and their house still end up being haunted, but they learn that not all ghosts are bad. They're just friendly. They're just trying to talk to you. And once they realize they're your friends, they make peace with it. And you hear wonderful things. But TV shows just do the bad. And everybody thinks it's bad. And then when everybody thinks it's bad, others are like, oh, they're just fucking crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. There's got to be a shift, a change that not everything is bad. Ghosts aren't there to automatically harm you. Everybody thinks that, but they're not.
Yeah.
And it's like that little girl, she was scared to death until we explained to her who it was and that her grandpa was probably there to look out for her. And she became completely fine with it after that. She actually felt like she had a guardian angel.
Yep. Yeah, which is correct. Bad is more entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, how many houses I wonder paranormal investigator goes there with an EMF detector and says, I got good news and bad news. The good news is there's no ghost. Again, I always joke about it. The bad news is you need an electrician. Okay, you need an electrician in this wall, and this, you got bleeding in this wall, you got bleeding in this wall. You know, and they'll go get an electrician. Oh, they got bad old. We talk about Eric knows about rats. Will get up and eat the wires. They've got bleeding power. All I mean, you know, an investigator is like a home inspector. Sometimes they could really. You got rodents as causing the problem. You've got ripped screens with magpies coming in. You've got an ant infection over here. You've got you could like a damn home inspector half the time. You know, just you've got all these problems you need to fix, sir. No ghost. Was it take care? Oh, everyone's like,
there is entertainment and there is science. If we film what we got all the time, it would be so boring to watch. Parents don't act on demand. I can see that. Yeah, you could probably be at a house for 10 hours and maybe only got 2 minutes of a paranormal in the whole night.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that. I've never I want to investigate bad. I've never done it. I just never done it. I've wanted to. I've studied it. I know I had friends that did it. I had good friends that did it. A problem with America is that, you know, they got tired of people getting drunk at the cemetery, so they close them down at a certain time. And you got to get permission from the keeper, the engineer, to go in there and do it. But at least in England and Scotland and Ireland, they're open 24/7, guys. We're talking graveyards that are beautiful, but are huge. Like, oh my, open.
Here's one of our subscribers who's been with us from the beginning. I have been seeing spirits, ghosts since I was very young. Let me ask you, John, is there maybe certain reasons that some people can see ghosts better than somebody else? Like myself, I love the paranormal. I'm into this. I started this channel based on the paranormal, but to be honest with you, I have never seen a ghost yet, and I want to. So my question is, why do you think some people can actually see it easier, and people like me who wants to see it and you know wants to talk to it, but I can't. I have yet to seen one. Is there a reason you think why some people can and some people can't?
Ultimately, I think it comes down to the right place, right time. But at the same time, I think that, you know, some people are more in tune to the spirit world than others. And, you know, they're more sensitive. And I do believe that there is, you know, sensitives out there that can see them a lot quicker or, you know, feel them a lot better than we can.
I want to.
Yeah. And,
some
you know,
I want too much.
You know, I want to too. But I also believe it's just the right place, the right time, you know. I think that if you're in a haunted place, like, you know, I heard the footsteps, but I didn't see nothing, you know, in that one house in Fort Vancouver. And when I was at Wolf Creek Inn, I heard a whistle. I didn't see nothing, you know. I'm not that sensitive to the paranormal, you know, realm. Other people might be, and I believe that's why they see spirits on a more often basis than
all comes down to frequency. Now, if that's the case, maybe because of hearing issues that I have, maybe I don't get to hear the frequencies like other people can.
Maybe, yeah,
it's a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, I from my experience, they want you. I mean, you ain't looking for them; they want you. For some reason, where I go, they come talking to me. They come from. I'm not looking to talk. I don't give a shit about no spirit. I mean, that's your professional thing. I'm like, what do you want with me?
Well, maybe she's right. You wrote, you may have seen one and not realize that it was a spirit. Okay.
Oh, I think that's too.
That's very possible too.
Oh, here's another question for you right here. Do ghosts usually have unfinished business trying them to a location? Have you ever helped them resolve and tie to this realm?
Good question.
Well, when it comes, yes, the theory is that a lot of spirits are stuck somewhere because they have unfinished business. That's the theory. Have I ever helped one cross over? No, I haven't. And I don't.
Actually, how would you know in the first place that maybe you have? I mean, it's not like you go back to a place every single day.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there was a show recently on the Travel Channel, and it was like Ghost Loop, I think it was called. And you know, those guys, they seem like great guys, but they were at the end of every episode, they were like, "Yeah, I helped him cross over. I helped him cross over." And I'm thinking to myself, "There's no how in the hell can you prove that you helped him cross over?" You know. I mean, did you see the light? Did you see them walk all the way through the light and through the other realm? I mean, were you there? Did you see who greeted them? I don't, you know, there's no proof of that. We don't know anything like that. That's why we're investigators, because we're trying to find answers.
You mean it's not like poltergeist where they can actually go inside the light and actually pull people out? It's not like that?
You know what? I think it might be.
I gotta find a closet, Bob. We gotta find closets, and maybe we can find a way in and get out.
Yeah, definitely find a closet where they suck clowns and teddy bears in, and chairs and books and everything. This into the closet.
This is what she wrote. Many have those issues. I've talked to a few. Some are lost. Period, because it all didn't happen like they thought it does. Okay.
Oh. Wow.
I believe there was a ghost boy in one house I lived in, but that's because I dreamed how he died and that he was in my closet.
Oh,
wow.
That's the other thing too. You know, ghosts are attached to people who are sensitive, who can see them. That's why, you know, they see them on a regular basis and we don't. Once they know, the theory is once they know that they could actually see and talk to them. I mean, if you were a spirit and nobody could see and hear you, wouldn't you want to be around someone who could finally hear you?
That's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, those people who are sensitive, they're gonna experience a lot more than the average person.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit weird though, because I have read a lot of women have been approached by ghosts. I myself have been approached by them.
Hold on. I'm not. Are you saying you're a woman? You just said women.
I feel a bit on the inside. What's going on with that?
Now, we had a brother who transitioned over to a woman. We had a brother who transitioned.
We had a brother transition, but I'm our brother. We have a dead gay brother that
you never talked about that, Bob. You're gonna have to put some makeup on.
All these women are. I mean, no, that's funny. Great questions, ladies. I fantastic, but all of them are talking to the. Seeing it, I'm like, oh shit! Wait, I'm a guy. Any other guys in the sidewalk would share with us. Throw a little bit of something in there, guys.
Through the Veil is right. You know, they have that. Oh wow, they could hear and see me. They can help me. So she's absolutely right.
Yeah. They have the ooh. They can help me. Yeah. So I don't know what they want me for. Woke me up for.
We can help you become a woman.
Well, according to Zach Bagans, he's like God's gift to female spirits.
All right.
When I heard him say that, I thought to myself, why in the hell would you admit that? Like, really? That's what you could get as female spirits? Why would you admit that?
My butt was never pinched by a ghost.
Well, I've been tapped on the shoulder. I get out.
And you see aurora around pregnant ladies, so it makes sense that ghosts are looking for him.
I can see pregnant women. That's what's sad.
Women are more open to feeling crazy for seeing or hearing things that aren't there.
Yeah, usually, but you know, it's tolerable because you're like, no offense, ladies, what's this guy talk? They tell you about the what kind was it? Are you okay? Okay, good, honey. You know, that's the way. I try to say, hey, dude, seriously, man, I fucking had some weird shit happen. Everyone looks like, tell us more. It don't work, man. It don't work. That's why the gals always talk about it. Well, guys probably have it too. They don't talk about it. Here we go.
No, this has been awesome. I haven't seen this kind of a cool action with the chat like this before. I mean, this is fantastic. The photo was a girl who her head down and upset. She felt rejected, thinking they could help and didn't, and she was acting out. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I know Poltergeist. Yeah. I know menstrual cycles trigger the poltergeist. I've seen that everyone's seen that report. If you investigating, everyone talks about that one. It's like, oh, you have a poltergeist. Well, do you have any menstruating? Oh, why is that important? Well, for some reason it brings in some something. It's like, oh, really? I didn't know that. Somehow that triggers it. I've talked that with women.
Really, I never really talked about that before.
Yeah, it sounds.
Come to your house, man. Like, hey, I heard something, man. It sounded kind of creepy. I'd be like, nah, my woman's just on a rag, man. What the, I never heard that before, man.
You gotta be the scientist. Okay, let me ask you some questions. You have anybody that thinks they're Napoleon in your family? Okay, that's a no. Is there anybody menstruating in the house? Oh, okay. Is there any objects that that you got to slip it in there real quick?
Hey, Bob, you know what? We had a woman's sea squatchers group community that was on here one time, and they even talked about that if one of them is, is menstruating, that they have to be careful because Bigfoot can smell that. And they can smell that easier than the other ones. They had to be careful to make sure that they're not in harm's way. So I've heard that before with the Bigfoot community.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that question. It's the same question with the hauntings.
It's true.
Yeah, they came out and said it themselves. I'm so happy when women please say it. We don't want to ask that question. If you could just get that out of the way.
This is a good question right here. Are graveyards hot spots, or is that a myth?
There you go. What's that?
Well, what I've learned in my 23 years of investigating, I've seen more houses haunted than I have graveyards.
Wow. Okay.
I think the reason why is because the theory is that spirits are not attached to their own bodies, but they're attached to houses and situations that meant more to them in life.
Okay.
That can make sense because when not everybody, but a percentage of people die in hospitals. But for some reason, they go back to the house, and that's where the spirit is. You don't ever hear that their spirit is mostly at the hospital. I mean, I heard a few stories, but most of it is, on average, if that was true, where they die, if you put your body in a grave, in a coffin, they didn't die there. I mean, their body is put there, but it's probably more likely where they've died. Most ghost stories I've heard is because the person have died in that house.
Yeah.
Also died in a hospital, but their ghost ends up back at the house.
I walk every night at a water area and right next to a graveyard, and I've been there. 3, 4 in the morning.
Now, why is this?
What's that?
Read this one. Churches are most hot spots for me. Is it because maybe most people in a world are religion, and a lot of people do go to church, and that's where they feel home more? Maybe.
It depends. I guess I've also had the theory that if you die, and where do you have your funeral? You started out at a church before you go to the graveyard. When you see all the family together and everything there, you see the emotions, that puts an impact in the environment right there. And that might just trap the spirit right there. Might be where they feel closest to God, but still want to be around people.
Yeah, that's right there. She's right there.
Now, saying there are many unsettled lost souls in graveyards. This one says most in cemeteries are people visiting others.
Okay. I can see that.
I read somewhere about souls have to stick around the location until the heaven portal opens, winter solace, or the hell portal opens. Oh God, hopefully that's not us. Open summer, then they go where they're supposed to go. Okay.
Wow.
I guess that's more of a religion belief side.
Yeah.
I've investigated a couple cemeteries, and actually, I'm going to be investigating one that's 180 years old. I'll be investigating that next Friday, and there's I guess one of the things I don't like to investigate cemeteries because when people hear about it, like teenagers, they want to go out there, they want to have their thrill. But the problem is when they go to cemeteries, they have no respect for the graves out there. And so when I investigate a cemetery, I'm very cautious about telling who I'm doing, telling who that I'm out there investigating and putting it out there. And when I do tell people about it, I make sure that I lay down the ground rules. Hey, when you go there, show the respect to these people, show the respect to their families, and respect the property out there. I don't like people. When my brother died, before he even got his headstone, his whole grave was graffitied. It was all spray paint. The grass, everything was all spray paint. And when my family went out there, they saw it. They were heartbroken. It turned out a month later that it ended up being his friends writing messages in the grass and kind of giving their saying goodbye to him in their own way. But my family took it hard, and so I don't like it when teenagers think it's a thrill going out to a cemetery. But it's never going to stop. They're always going to do it.
Yeah.
Here's another question for John. God, great questions today. I'm telling you. Sorry I missed it. Lost connection. But have you ever had an attachment after an investigation?
Oh, good question.
I'm telling you, they're great today. I apologize if there's too many questions, man. I didn't know there were going to be this many awesome questions today.
No, I've never had an attachment. I don't think I've never had an attachment after an investigation. I was worried a couple times about possibly having an attachment, but I don't think I ever have. I've never experienced anything that seemed, when you have an attachment, a lot of times you would immediately think, evil or demonic, but even anything good, like anything just out of the ordinary, I don't think I've ever had any attachment.
Wow. I think
this person wrote, sorry, I just got back. I missed most of the show. I caught you. You are talking about hauntings. I have been on sites where I have had visions and smells to boot. Then confirmed.
Wow. Yeah.
Some people say they smell like rotten eggs when something's happening. Is that in your case, John? Have you smelled rotten eggs on some of your investigations?
Sulfur.
Sulfur?
Yes, the sulfur smell. That's supposed to be where it's like, that's where that's what they relate to demonic. And I've never had any sulfur smell, anything, but I have had other smells, weird smells, just cigarettes or perfume where they shouldn't have been. And that happens often, actually. Smells is a very, very keen thing to look for when you're investigating.
Yeah. That's what I said. Talks about that one.
Look at this one. More questions are just coming in. Do you think it is a real phenomenon when paranormal investigators solve crimes or find bodies, like when they find the bones of lost soldiers?
Oh, wow.
Now, Paranormal Vel, remember, when she's on here, she said that she has helped police on trying to find bodies and stuff. So that was said on our show before.
Yeah. I believe it's real phenomenon, and I do believe that they can actually help a lot of families, find closures and find the bodies and find the clues of what happened to their loved ones. Yeah, of course.
Oh, look, more questions, John. What kind of equipment do you use for your investigation?
There we go. That's a good one. Let's hear what you got. What do you got? Like a box?
I use. Oh, I got boxes. I use. I got a 8 camera DVR set. I got 2 mini DV cameras. I got a motion camera. I got motion lights. I got REM pod. I got K2s. I got voice recorders. I got. I mean, you name it, I got it. And so
I remember
the only thing I don't have.
What's a
K2 is the one with the lights. Actually, let me grab one real quick for you.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see K2.
Dude, I gotta tell you, today's been one of the best days we've ever had, where the interaction between our guests and the chat has just been wonderful. Now, guys, if I missed a lot of your questions, it's hard to listen to somebody say an answer and keep trying to read the chat. So if I miss your question, it's not on purpose.
K2.
So that's a K2.
That's one of them. Check it out, man. Yeah. Like the shows, like the TV shows, they got the K2s. Those are cool.
Yep.
They're EMF. Or what are they? EMF? Okay.
Yeah, they read electric magnetic fields. Yeah.
Yeah. I had an EMF detector.
What they use it for? They use it because of the lights, and you could communicate with the spirit. You know, having it light up for yes, or maybe light up to like green for yes, or all the way to red for no, and you could communicate with the spirit that way.
Wow. Yeah. I had a handheld one with the box. You had to hold the box. It's like old school one for electrician. It wasn't for but I used it for, I was investigating in a flight with it, trying to get some hits, but I couldn't do it because it was too many electrical things.
Bob, you had two cans and a string on both ends, right? And you probably put it one end and try to see if you hear something. Come on. That's Hillbilly
Way. The can right here to listen like that. No, that works though. I bet you that would work. I'm not joking. And there'll be a super
cup and a string at the end of one place that you're investigating. You go to the other end, you pick it up, and there's a demon on the other side that says, "Get out."
Because the Navy, we had sound-powered phones. So sound-powered phones, you can communicate across the whole ship with sound-powered phones. It's sound-powered, like the damn can, like 2 cans. So I imagine if you took a can, I want to do that. I wonder if you get super sensitive stuff.
Do you use AM radio frequency is the key, I think.
Oh,
an AM radio.
They're talking about spirit boxes. The radio frequency scanning back and forth, so the spirits can manipulate the waveform, the wave pattern, and pick out the words they want and use it to actually communicate with you. That's the theory with spirit boxes. I don't, because when you run frequencies, you're picking up all these other words, and there's no guarantee that it's a spirit actually manipulating it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that I can't use it as 100% proof that it's a spirit.
Yeah. I can see that, because I see people have recorders and they think they hear something, and then they put a word with it, and then everybody hears that one word, but it was mostly like, that's not the word. Somebody just said that's the word. Now everybody believes it's the word.
Do the app, Eric. You have the app.
Oh, the ghost app.
There's a ghost app on your phone. You can buy I don't know, man. You can buy this app. It does a weird static. What is this?
He's talking about the ghost detector app.
What? Yeah, people can download this app. I don't know, but Eric used to talk about it online and try to get someone to come in on it. What do you got, Eric? Anybody coming in right now? You got somebody there?
Anybody with us? And then apparently a word's supposed to come in. Actually, this app was told us by the witch goddess herself, I think, and Vel. They told me to download this app. Oh, it says Shift. I know you guys. It says Shift.
Okay. Shift. Was it night shift, day shift? You work in the midnight shift? What's your job like? You have a midnight shift job coming up?
The only thing I would say about this app, I'm going to be honest with you, when I had to take my son to the hospital for something, and I was sitting outside the hospital, I was playing with the app because I didn't want to wait inside the hospital because they make you wear the mask. I didn't want to sit there with a mask, so I sit in the car. And then I was asking any questions. And I'm not lying that the word that came up, it said Gabriel. Why is Gabriel special? That was my son's name.
Oh, shit.
I'm not saying that's paranormal, but if it does pick words, that's a random word to pick.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a new word.
Yeah, that's a random word. There's no doubt about it.
Goddamn. That's pretty good.
Have you heard of that app? I mean, honestly, John, have you heard of that app called Ghost Detectors? Is there
Yeah.
Do you believe that app is, because I don't know what's real and what's not. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, somebody be pulling my leg. I mean, Could the app really pick up something?
You know, I believe that any electronics can actually pick up something, but when you use an app, you know, like through the veil, like she just said, it's a backup. And I would say that I would agree with that. You know, you use it as a backup. If you get something on your normal equipment you use on every investigation and you want to bring an app into it, well, bring an app into it to see if you could get the same kind of evidence and capture the same type of evidence that you can with everything else.
Alexis, whatever that is.
I don't know. I mean, Alexis, are we on a show right now?
Actually, I do have my Alexa with me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Now, here's a question right here. Somebody wrote, John, do you believe in the theory of parallel universe that coexist, giving us the paranormal?
Good question.
I believe that anything is possible when it comes to other realms. I believe anything is possible. I believe that there is a veil where, you know, I mean, it might be the parallel universe, but I believe that anything's possible, you know, I mean, but without seeing it for myself, I can't say what it is, but I believe anything is possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the app work, and I think I believe her. I remember one day, I know this might sound silly, John. We asked the question on the ghost detector to ask if the earth is round or flat, just to see what it says. And it did say the word fixed. And Bob, you were fascinated with that word, fixed.
I like that
we're not on Earth Talk right now, people. So we're not saying the earth is flat or round, but it was just kind of interesting.
I like the answer. It's fixed. It's just like answers everything, like up and down, around, everything. It's like no argument answer. Good job.
Every time we put this on the show, we always ask it that same question.
Fixed. Thank you.
And now, hearing.
What does it say?
Hearing.
Hearing. Are you hearing something, Eric? Are you hearing something? Has you got something in hearing?
It's actually been more active during this show than we have had in the past. I'm not saying it's paranormal.
Well, you got a whole sidebar filled with ladies with the paranormal.
Now it says old.
Old. Wow. Okay. There we go. It's old. Old news, Alexa. Old.
I'm just seeing if there was like any other question. I would strongly advise to stay away from benevolent forces. It's the one thing to test spirits and quite another to provoke them. That crisscross app of geo-coaching law of attraction app. Damn, that's a wow.
Now, didn't you have someone talked about an app that people are using in Washington that found this briefcase with a body in it?
That's Randonautica. The Randonautica app, yeah.
What the hell is that, dude? Explain this to us.
Listen, my last video I did, we took the Randonautica and we tested it out. We went to 3 different locations. I found it kind of odd that everybody that's posting up videos, not everybody, but a lot of people are posting up videos of supposedly getting creepy locations and finding creepy things, a briefcase, and then supposedly a dead body and all that. We went to 3 locations and we didn't get none of that. And I think a lot of people forget how easy it can be faked. And so, I told them that, I told my viewers that I would be doing a follow-up video and I would be showing them how easily somebody could fake those. So I'm not saying that people are faking it. I'm saying that it's probably a coincidence, but that they're getting these creepy locations. But I will say though that people need to have a more open mind when it comes to seeing something and listening to them and hearing them say that it's real when it could be easily faked.
So they're claiming to find actual bodies in the app.
Yeah. One did. One claimed to find actual bodies, and another one, ironically found a briefcase sitting there in the middle of a parking lot where it took it to. I found that kind of ironic, like, wow, what's the chances of that happening? And then they picked the briefcase up and put it in their back seat and left with it and said, hey, maybe if you guys, get me this many likes, I'll go ahead and open it up on a live show. And it just seemed like it was all set up.
That's kind of look at this question. I don't, but John, do you tell spirits they are dead? Damn.
Ooh.
Oh God.
That's I have never told a spirit they are dead. Honestly, I've never told a spirit they are dead. If I try to communicate with the spirit, I want to see what they want versus talking about what they have gone through. Unless I feel what they have gone through is what they want, like unfinished business. But I've never really told a spirit that they are dead.
Now, Mark Swarbrick, he probably wasn't here in the beginning of the show with you because we did talk about orbs a little bit, but he is asking John or anyone, are orbs good, bad, or both? I would think they could be both. If real orbs, not just a light.
If they're real, yeah. I mean, if they're actual orb, it's so easy to debunk. It's hard to find a real one. I can't.
Exactly.
So hard, and you can't present it as evidence because there's 1,000 ways to debunk it. So it's like a hard one. Here we go.
Bob, on Ghost Adventures, it always says, "Look at the dust; it falls down." But this is going sideways.
Pollen, you got dust, you got animals running around you. Even when you walk around, you're kicking up dust. You move your arms. How many times you walked into a movie theater and slapped the seat and dust come up? Or you slap somebody's couch and dust come up. I mean, I'm not saying anybody's dirty, but everybody knows that dust is everywhere.
Spirit is internal. We aren't in physical form.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, Matt, you said we aren't in physical form. So, Matt, are you telling us that you're actually a ghost? You're never a person? How are you typing this? I got to know that.
Physical form. And maybe he'd manifest into a human.
Orbs all over the sky nowadays have increased in activity.
Now, I've heard that. People say that.
I've heard that, but the thing is, when you look up and you see like all these lights, why does these lights have to be orbs? I mean, it could be anything up there. It doesn't have to exactly be orbs, related. I mean,
unidentified objects. I've seen them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I debunk, and even I had to sit back and go, I filmed them. I have it on video. Unidentified flying objects and their balls in the sky.
Yeah, you're right. Unidentified objects. Exactly. They're not exactly have to
unidentified. I haven't identified them yet. There could be
angels, shadows, or demons. Maybe. John, you really don't know. I mean, we're just making a guess, an educated guess.
Your guess, your guess is mine. This is relevant.
I would say that I don't necessarily believe that one is specifically one or the other. I think that demons and spirits, they could all come in different forms, Yeah.
And interdimensionals and demons, like I said, and the jinn over here, a lot of Muslims, and so they talk about the jinn. And one of the myths is that a lot of soldiers that come back from the Middle East had jinns attached to them, and they're hiding out in the houses, the dark areas. I mean, this is just a local thing in England, and Scotland, and Ireland, all three.
Well, first of all, discretion fears. I like this person, whoever this person is. Also, or need other evidence to support it. And then Val says orbs could be dust or water vapors. Orbs could be self-eliminating and change direction. Some even pulls like lightning, like lighting.
I've seen that. I've seen them change directions in the sky. I go, that's an unidentified flyer.
This is a good question. What sites are on your bucket list to visit?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Well, the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I live right down the road from where that movie was filmed, and the Salem Asylum here in the Willamette Valley. And people have been trying for years to get in there, and that's my top number one spot to go. That's my bucket list.
Okay. Hey, we'll make this the last question. I know we could go like all day on this stuff, but I know we all got to get going. But this is a good question. What ways do you tell the difference between energies?
Okay. He's gonna think like, holy shit.
You know, some people they tell the difference between what they feel. I don't really feel. I'm not sensitive enough to feel anything, so I usually just go by what I see or hear. If I see something negative or hear something negative, you know, if I'm re-listening to my voice recorder and I get an EVP saying "get the fuck out," I'm pretty much going to go lean towards the negative side. You know, not necessarily demonic, but maybe someone who just doesn't want to interact with me.
The light orbs, energy.
I don't feel anything, so I can't really go based off of feeling.
Okay. Hey, Joe, we got two more questions. If you don't mind, we'll just go these two questions and then we'll end the show because everybody's asking some questions. Like Destruction Fear says, this Velska Murder House. Ever been there, John? Wanting our crew to go there?
Ooh.
No, I would love to go there. But no, I have not been there.
Okay, and we'll make this one the last question because she's a great friend to the show. She's been on here plenty of times. She's the one that saw my dead sister brother with me on one show. That was awesome. If you could go back and witness only an event in history for an investigation, what would it be?
Ooh.
It would be the OK Corral shooting.
Oh, wow.
What? That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. That would be cool. See, old Doc, did Doc Holliday shoot him with a shotgun or not? Who drew first? They always say Doc did.
Yep.
Ooh. Let's find out if Doc really pulled it fast first. I want to see what. Someone needs to investigate that one. That would be a good show.
I love that answer because there's so many easy answers people can say. Like, let's go to the hotel where the Shining movie was made. You know, always, you know, and Billy Mackey's another very popular place that Val's actually been there before. She actually got her neck hurt there before. But saying that, that's awesome. And
that's
John,
good.
Today's show has been one of the funnest shows I have been around doing. You know, we had the Bigfoot community on here. We have John for Paranormal. Today was a full packed house. So my question to you, John, is will you ever come back in the future on our show?
Of course.
Good.
Of course. I enjoyed myself today.
I mean, and I don't know if you were expecting this many questions. I wasn't expecting to see that many questions. But it was just been fantastic. But
let me ask you a question, though. You think Doc drew first or what?
Do I think Doc drew first? I think that he very well possibly could have. I think he wanted to finish something that somebody else started. I think he wanted to finish it, and he wanted to finish it that day.
I love that. And
okay.
I gotta say, I love this comment. I know, John, you don't understand this comment. It says we need Rob's time machine. What she means is Bob built a hillbilly time machine. So Bob needs a hillbilly time machine so we can go back in time to check out the tombstone.
Yes, I want to go back and see it. I'll go back and see it soon. I got a TARDIS, so I'm gonna go hit it.
Beyond that, John, is there anything you want to, I don't know, tell anybody that coming up, you're going to have a show or something coming out or anything you want?
You know, right now we're pretty close to 800 subscribers. I just put our first video of our first investigation just up on July 20th. So, you know, we've gained a lot of subscribers in a short amount of time. When we get to 1,000, we're going to do a live show. I just want to say thank you to everyone out there who supports the paranormal community, who supports all paranormal investigators who present real, authentic evidence. I just want to say thank you guys. You know, keep supporting them because, you know, without fans, without supporters like you guys, you know, we'd be doing this just for our own entertainment. So,
yep. And I just put your link. Your link's up on my Facebook. It's up on my YouTube. It's up on my Twitch. Even Twitch has you on there now. And you're also on Twitter. So anybody who's watching from any format, please subscribe to them. You know, let's support each other. That's what we're here for. We support each other. And John, you are yeah. And I appreciate you jumping on. And Bob, anything you want to say before we leave for the weekend?
I'll be doing one tomorrow as usual. So I always do something weird and different. Again, people that watch my stuff, mine's to get people off drugs. It's kind of don't take what I say seriously. It's entertainment only. It's strictly, again, it's just making up bullshit. So whatever you want to think of it.
Hey, but let's good, man, because on July 23rd, that was my 2-year anniversary of being clean and sober.
Oh, hell yes, dude. Nice, nice, man.
So
nice.
I respect you for doing that.
That is
good.
Awesome. And and next week, guys, we're already building some shows next week. Monday, we got a woman named Bette Medler. She's like she's kind of like a psychiatrist in a way. So we're gonna try to see how we better ourselves doing the situation that we're in life right now. So that's, I guess you could say that's more of a serious kind of a show, maybe. I don't know. With us, you never know. And then Wednesday, we have a guy named David. He is from a Matrix community that's going to be coming on with Matrix Unveiled. He's going to be on with David. So we're having a full pack Matrix show next Wednesday. And I have nobody yet for Friday. We're working on that. But I want to thank John, Backroad Hauntings. And next time, John, when you come back, you got to bring your wife on.
I'll do so.
Because I want to hear her. I want to watch you answer a question and watch her expression of you answering that question. Because women can still bullshit from all of us guys. So I want
to. You don't have to, man. Sometimes it's better to keep the spouses off. Eric knows that. You know this. So don't feel bad if you're like, I ain't gonna do that.
Well, only reason is she's actually on the face picture
of
the YouTube page. So
yeah.
Well, beyond that, guys, we're gonna end this show, and I'll see everybody, I guess, Monday. All right, everybody.
Guys. Take care, guys.
Good one. So I gotta. Oh man, I can't even. I'm sorry.